Hi guys, hope everyone is doing well. Today, or this video, I went to a antique fair sort of dealer's day, all tool related, outside an auction in England, which was really fun. I went with my buddy Zaffa. We had a great time. Well, I'd had a great time anyway. And I come back with all these items, and there's a couple of very, very nice items indeed. So I thought I'd show you what I found on the stalls on the day. Plus, I did buy one item from the auction, but I need to collect that, and I might wait till the next dealer's day to collect it because it's big and heavy, which is a big, massive vise I bought. But I bought quite a lot of items off a lot of dealers, and what I really was struck by was these dealers were old school dealers, and they're so easy to deal with, and they're so fair with the price, and it's just really enjoyable, you know. Old school dealers, they are nice people, and it's nice banter. Really enjoyed it, good laugh, and the weather was tremendous. So, you know, in the winter when it's raining and cold, I'm really gonna look back on days like this and think, wow, I would love to have another day out at the auction like that one. So I did have a spend up. I bought a couple of expensive, well, one really expensive item, and then the rest of it I thought was all reasonable. Right, so without further ado, I'm going to start with on the right corner. So I picked up this rather nice fish tin opener. It's a bit pitted. I had a nice one of these, but my good buddy Leslie took it off me, and I've been looking for another one. I think I got this off my good friend John. Nice item, but a bit pitted. Usually you find them, they're sort of cow's heads. You see them all the time, and they're these sort of cow's heads. They're very common, but you don't see the fish very often. So even though it was pitted, I decided to go for that one and give it a home. I got this one off a good buddy of mine. This is a very cool multi-tool, German design, but what's really cool is it's got a nail puller, it's got a corkscrew, and it's got a hook knife, which I thought was fantastic. So, and then obviously it's got the standard hatchet and all the rest of it. Rather nice condition. I suspect it's come from France, this, but I thought this was rather nice. So, and it's only little as well. I don't even know how big it is, but it's really only quite small. Let me get a tape measure. I think it's probably 6 inches. 5 inches, so it's a 5-inch one. It was quite nice multi. I think my one, I've got a few of these, and I suspect they're probably more like 7 inches. I got this, I think, off my buddy John. Just a little brass square rule, but the size of it, I think it's quite recent, but the size of it I thought was quite nice. So I picked that one up. Another good buddy of mine, John, told me about this. Thank you, buddy. This is a little, I think it's like a Lancashire pattern saw, something like that, but it's tiny. Normally they're like this big, huge things, and I really liked it. It's really nice. No maker's mark, but nice nonetheless. The seller who had this always has really nice stuff, always has good stuff. I got this one, which is rather nice, off another buddy of mine. This is a leather cutting tool, so you can adjust the leather. You put a blade in there, tighten it down, and you can pull strips of leather to make belts or whatever. It's really nice because it's brass and steel and sort of ebony. The wood's a bit worn, but still put a little bit of wax on it and maybe you can bring it back a little bit. But a nice thing nonetheless. So I was quite pleased with that leather tool. I got this rather nice, simple American 8-inch box adjustable spanner made in the US. Very common. No, I think I paid £4 for it or something. Probably worth about £4, but that was the only wrench I could find on the day. It was really wrench empty. We got this center finder, rather nice though, condition, rather nice design, brass with, like, you know, the way it's been designed, lovely. So homemade. I think I paid £10 for that. I thought that was rather nice. I got this wonderful Hobbs & Co. With a brass, which the reason why I liked it was the writing down the side and the brass, because I've got lots of these, but you don't find them brass very often. It's got here a maker, Buck and Hickman, London, something, is it? Rather nice, Buck and Hickman, London. But I just like the Hobbs & Co. Maybe that was the company what owned it. I don't know, but rather nice nonetheless. Lovely writing. I got this rather nice ivory bone caliper rule, made by Raybone. You probably can't read it, but it's made by J Raybone. Rather nice. And then I think I got this off my buddy John as well. Just a little rule, but quite a nice one with nice writing. These were all hand marked, hand engraved, not machine engraved. And you can tell that like the 8's bigger than the O and the 7's lower than the O, and that's, do you know what I mean? So it's hand done. I mean, God forbid I couldn't do it, hand measure it, but still very fine, lovely little brass rule. I'm quite happy with that. I think it's £5. It's a nice thing. I got this, which I'm guessing could be for screwdrivers or punches, or you could use it for anything to hold things. But this is a wonderful Priory British-made tools, and on all sides has the advertising. It's got this original paint. In fact, to guess, maybe from the 50s. Quite nice. Got lots of dust as well in the bottom. The seller told me the dust comes free, which was very generous of him. So this could be a nice little screwdriver rack or something. I'm sure I can find some spot for it somewhere. Put punches in it or something. But I just like the advertising. Thought that was nice. Funny story with this item is this sold about 6 months ago in the auction and I missed it. And when I went to collect my lots, I noticed this lot. So I said to the auction, if the seller wants to sell this Hobbies A1 little vice, I would buy it out of his lot. And then when I went down there, the auctioneer very kindly said, there's your vice, the guy accepted your offer. So I got this wonderful little bench vice. I think it's the A1, the smallest size, probably from the 40s or something. Rather nice, British-made miniature vice. So I was really, I didn't buy that on the auction. I sort of bought that a while ago and didn't even know I'd bought it because he never told me that the seller accepted the offer. But I was rather pleased with that. Nice item. Now this item is fascinating. It came with this information here. If anyone's interested, they can freeze phrase it. Apparently it's made by Pincer Jack in Middlesex, and he was famous in the 1800s. And this was obviously made out of a file, so you can see the rasp on this side and then the more finer file on this side. So when the files get blunt, they've reused the steel to make a wonderful set of pinchers. Just really nice. Really, you know, and the none of the surfaces, so you can still feel a bit raspy there, but really I just think these are lovely. Really nice things. And I got these off the same seller who had the who won the lot for the little A1 vice. So quite pleased with that. Nice item. Really pleased. And then this one is a telecom. Bought this off a young chap. We had a good old haggle on this one because I generally buy these for like £10, but I had to pay quite a lot for this one. But I don't have the size because I looked at my phone and it's a different size. It's a beryllium copper 22-inch Telcon wrench, and I'm going to put that in my drawer in a little bit and show you. But it's heavy but quite nice. That's the original paint cover, and if you polish it under, which you should never polish beryllium copper because it's dodgy, but if you polish it, it'll go shiny gold, like a rich coppery colour. But I'll leave the original paint on it because when the last time I polished something, I got a lot of comments saying you're a madman. So I bought lots of nice items. I think I've showed you everything I bought. I think out of all these items, my favourite item is this vice. I think it's fantastic. I think I really like that vice. I quite like this Priory stand, but my favourite item and most expensive item I bought was this. Now this is the world's most amazing. This is a I Sorby Marples Joseph Turner. Now Joseph Turner and Company, Joseph Turner was born in 1810 and died in 1895. And this is 22 inches long with a lovely brass ferrule, and this absolutely amazing, but a little bit damaged, but amazing still, London pattern handle made out of a big piece of ebony, and it's wonderful. And to put it into perspective, this is a Marples chisel, not a small one by any means. And this is, you can compare the size. This is not a chisel. If it was this size, it would be a slick for timber framing, but it wouldn't have, you know, a London pattern handle on it, it would have a a generic handle for hitting with a hammer for timber framing. This was made for the Great Exhibition, apparently, and it's made about 1860, when Mr. Turner was about 50 years old. So this is 180 years old, advertising to show what they could do. This from the Great Exhibition, wonderful chisel. And I paid a pretty penny for this chisel, but I just couldn't leave it behind. I just kept picking it up, and I thought, and I had a little haggle on it, and I couldn't get it down to anything like what you'd want to pay, but still quite a nice item. So what I'm going to say is, guess in the comments how much you think I paid for this I Sorby Marples Turner Sheffield made chisel, and I will telling you in the next video how much I paid for it. Obviously it wasn't cheap, but it's a beautiful item and I was delighted to have it. Really special. I mean, all these items are all quite nice, but this one is an extremely special item. I don't know if it's coming through on my dodgy camera very well, but this is a magnificent item. So let's get these items, try and find these items a new home now. It's been a long video, this one. I've waffled on, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. All right. Right, guys, so we've got the little ivory rule. Quite nice. I think it'll go well in the little drawer of bone items. Then we've got some brassy items, and we've got this rather nice circle sort of finder, and then we've got this tiny little rule. I think this is small enough to go in the miniature drawer, so I think we'll put that in the miniature drawer. And then here we've got the wonderful new sort of Hobbs brass sort of thingy-me-bobby, jeweler's hand vise, and then we've got this nice leather cutting tool in this sort of ebony brass kind of drawer. And then down here we've got sort of multi-tools, and we've got this rather nice little multi-tool, which is quite nice with having the extra bits in the handles, so that was quite nice. So we'll shut that drawer, and then over here we've got like a larger drawer of sort of hand forged sort of wrenches, and I think that's got enough merit to go in that drawer with it being hand forged out of a file. I think it's rather nice, don't you? And then over here we've got the miniature drawer, and we've got this Lancashire, I believe Lancashire pattern saw. It's probably just small enough, probably. And then we've got this rather nice little square as well to go in there as well, which is quite nice. And then last but certainly not least, I decided to put that little priory thing, and I put some little hand vices in it. I thought it looks quite good next to the new square holder. I quite like that priory sort of thing, and I can put the little hand vices when I find them in there. So I thought that was rather nice, better than I expected. And then over here we've got my sort of small vices, and we've got this little Hobbies number 1A, and I think that's a nice addition to the miniature vices. So let's go into the shed and we'll put the beryllium copper wrench away. Right, guys, so this is one of my sort of beryllium copper Telcon spanners. I've had a look. I've got a 216, a 217 and a 218, and I believe I've just found a 220. So I'm guessing there's a 219 at the very least, which I'm missing. But still, that's a nice addition. I haven't bought many Telcon for a long time. I was interested in buying them at one point, but I don't think I've bought any for quite some time. But hey ho, new addition, quite pleased with that. Telcon made all sorts of spanners, all sorts of pliers, all sorts of stuff, and I'm quite pleased with those. Let's have a look in the other drawer. So over here we've got more. This one's not Telcon. I think this one's Amco, which is the American version. These hammers are Telcon. I polished this one, and I had a lot of comments saying you're immediate death, so I don't do them anymore. This one would look quite nice polished up though, but no, I'm going to behave myself. I'm not going to do it. I have been busy actually today. I put up these brass plaques. This one's a Manchester sort of lead plaque, which they put on the buildings, fire plaques, to say we'll put this fire out if you pay us. So these are different companies. That's just a brass face. And I popped that one up there as well, so I thought quite good. And the Gainsborough I bought the other day, I popped on the wall there. And then I've been pretty busy. I put the new sort of dish I bought just here. Thought it was quite nice. I just did put it in the other shed and put ambles in it, but I decided to swap it, and I put this one with some padlocks. I think they look quite nice there. I put the big saw up on the wall finally, and the key which I got. The hammer's been up there a little while, and then this hammer as well I put on the wall. So quite pleased with the overall look. I still need to do some more painting. Alex was telling me today that I should paint the vices because the weather's good, but I am a little bit lazy. But I have had a tidy up, so it's not as messy as it was in here. So I'm quite pleased at the state of it at the moment. So, but yeah, I think we've waffled on plenty this video. Thanks for watching if you got this far. Don't forget to put in the comments your guess on the wonderful Turner I Sorby 1860s firmer chisel with the London pattern handle. How much do you think I paid? Have a guess. I'll tell you next video. All right, take care. Bye.